Vanishing points. How many do you need? 2, 3, 4? Well, it's all about perspective. Hello again, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Brad, and in this video we're talking about perspective and how adding a couple of vanishing points can really improve your artwork. What is a vanishing point? It's the point on the horizon where objects in our visual perspective converge. In this drawing, I'm using a 3-point perspective, 3 vanishing points. I'm looking up at the buildings, which means my horizon line is very low. What is a horizon line? It's your eye level when viewing or drawing a scene. It's literally the line that separates the land from the sky on the horizon. But when you're drawing, it's where we place our vanishing points. Here, with a centered horizon line, we can practice simple 1-point perspective drawings just using cubes, rectangles, simple shapes. Simple 1-point perspective exercises like this are a great way for newer artists to really master the basics of perspective. Here's a photograph that has a single vanishing point, a 1-point perspective. The photographer is using a slightly lower horizon line. If we draw out and converge the building lines, we can find our vanishing point, as well as the horizon line in this photograph. The road and sidewalk don't line up perfectly here, which tells me that this street is probably on a bit of a hill. Now let's look at a 2-point perspective using a centered horizon line. By doing the same cube-shaped exercise, we can see that using a 2-point perspective, we get a little more depth in our shapes. They're a little more three-dimensional. This 2-point perspective would be perfect for designing a city street corner or the corridors of a spaceship, something like that. Obviously, we don't need these rough guidelines. Just erase or delete them as you go. This picture is a perfect example of 2-point perspective used in photography. But what if I was laying on the ground, looking up at this building? Then, I'd have to add a 3rd vanishing point. Let's check that out. With a 3-point perspective, our horizon line should be very low, and we could add a vertical line. If our point of view is centered, then our vertical line should be centered as well through the horizon line. We'll continue with the same cube shape exercise, keeping the shapes above the horizon line. There wouldn't be much need to draw things below the horizon line with a 3-point perspective, unless your objects were floating in space. But then you'd need to add a 4th vanishing point. but I think we'll stick with 3 points for this tutorial. Now, what if you want to draw your character in perspective, maybe an extreme downshot? Well, first, you would put your horizon line quite high, since we're looking down on the character. And I would use a 2-point perspective, and then break everything down to shapes, just like we did in the exercises from earlier. Obviously, the figure is way more complex than drawing some cubes in perspective, but the principles are the same. So if you just keep drawing, you'll figure it out and get better. Well, I think that covers the basics of perspective. Let me know what you think, and thank you for watching. And please hit the thumbs up and share. It would mean the world to me. And please subscribe for more, and let me know what you think in the comments. All the best.